On June 29 of 2007, the sudden disappearance of 19-year-old Felicia Teo sparked widespread searches across Singapore. Her case remained as an unsolved missing person case until 13 years later, the authorities finally found a clue linked to her disappearance, which unveiled the gruesome truth of what happened to her on the day she disappeared. Felicia Teo Wei Ling was born in Singapore in 1988 to her mother Jennifer Tai. There is not much information about her father. She was the eldest of two children in her family, and her brother was 1 year her junior. Felicia attended Monks Hill Secondary School. When she was young, she already was talented in arts. So after her secondary school, she went on to enroll at LaSalle College of the Arts to study arts. Felicia came from an average family, so while studying she was also working part-time as a bartender at Bungee Bar and the Loof in Clarke Quay. Felicia was known to be sociable. She liked to mingle with her friends, like most teenagers do. She would constantly send messages and was always on her phone. Beside her passion in arts, Felicia also liked learning different languages. As such, besides speaking English well, she also speaks Malay fluently. Felicia had many close friends who are Malays. With her fluent Malay, she was always mistaken as a Malay. Felicia enjoyed her part-time job as bartender, and she seldom missed her work schedule. Her co-workers at the bars described her as hardworking and very responsible in her professional life. Beside her busy schedule juggling her schoolwork and part-time job, Felicia always set time to hang out with her friends. In summer of 2007, all of that would be changed. The date was June 29th of 2007. It was a Friday evening. Felicia did not have a work schedule as she needed to attend a party at her college at 1 McNally Street. Before leaving her house at Bras Basah, Felicia had a quick catch-up with her parents. She told her parents that she would be attending the wedding of one of her friends the next day. After her conversation with her parents about her following day's schedule, she left her house and set off for her party. At the party, Felicia met her friends, Ahmad Daniel Mohammed Rafi and Ragil Putra Sertia Submarajano. They were students of LaSalle and close friends. Ragil was a foreign student from Indonesia, studied video art. Ragil and Felicia were about the same age, and both of them enrolled to LaSalle College in the same year. Felicia got to know Ragil first at the college, and Ragil introduced Ahmad Daniel to her. Ahmad Daniel is a Singaporean Malay, 3 years older than Felicia and Ragil. He studied communication design and advertising. After leaving the party with Ahmad Daniel and Ragil, Felicia was never seen alive again. Her silence was quickly noticed. Felicia often kept in touch with her family and friends, so it was out of character when she stopped responding to messages and phone calls. It was also rather strange when she failed to show up at her friend's wedding the next day. Those closest to Felicia knew that something was seriously wrong. By July the 3rd, 3 days later, her mother, Jennifer, reported her missing to the police. Friends had started to ask for help in finding Felicia on Facebook. Her friends even made a video to call for help to find Felicia.
Hi, we're Brian and Dharma from West Grand Boulevard. Some of you might have heard that Miss Felicia Teo has gone missing. She's been missing since the 30th of June. She's 19 years old, a first-year student at LaSalle. If you've seen her, she looks like this.
Felicia's family and friends created a missing poster of Felicia Teo and started distributing it across the island of Singapore. Over 200 friends and relatives went on to search Felicia's favorite hangouts, these including Marine Parade, Clarke Quay, and East Coast. They dismissed the public speculations that Felicia might have run away, because on the day of her missing, Felicia made a 30 Singapore dollar withdrawal from her bank. How could she run away with just $30? More evidence suggested that she could not have run away. such as she had plans for an internship at a leading advertising firm. She also bought tickets for a concert she anticipated in August 2007 and even wanted to go to her friend's wedding on the day she disappeared. Many people observed that Felicia was her usual self throughout the days leading up to her disappearance. Jennifer thought that her daughter may be abducted and taken to Malaysia, so she went to Johor Bahru in Malaysia to distribute posters to the local residents to seek their help to search for her daughter. A blog was also created by one of Felicia's friends in dedication to Felicia and their search efforts. Felicia's family went to telco provider to obtain her past text messages and phone records. They found that her last communication was a text message sent from her mobile phone was at 2:37 a.m. on June 30th, 2007, the day she disappeared, and it was received by a male friend whose identity was not known. But search efforts did not produce any helpful information to trace Felicia's whereabouts, so they hit the dead end. On the other side, the police investigations revealed that Felicia last went to the 10th floor flat of two male schoolmates at Marine Terrace on June 30th. They were Rajul and Ahmad Daniel. Hence, the police interviewed both of them. The two friends told police that Felicia indeed went to their shared flat and stayed until about 2 a.m. on the morning of June 30th before leaving on her own accord. They claimed that Felicia was receiving and sending many text messages that night. Her ringtone was loud, and Ahmad Daniel asked her whether she was sending the messages to her ex-boyfriend. She replied that it was some other guy. Ahmad Daniel then commented that she was a bitch by having so many boyfriends. His remark made Felicia angry, and she had then stormed out with her white bag and laptop. That was the last time they saw her. When the police revealed the CCTV footage at the block, the CCTV footage captured Felicia went into the lift with Rajul and Ahmad Daniel, but her exit was not caught on CCTV. The police said that they searched the flat and reviewed CCTV footage near it, but nothing incriminating was found. As the police did not find any facts that linked to Rajul and Ahmad Daniel, hence the case was classified as a missing person case. Throughout the following years, the police regularly reviewed Felicia's case among all the unsolved missing person cases to check for new leads. During regular reviews of this case, the police conducted interviews with Felicia's family and other witnesses, and also checked on activities involving Felicia's possible movements, including her bank accounts, emails, social media accounts, and travel records. However, no new leads were found. The case went cold quickly. In July of 2020, 13 years after Felicia's disappearance, the case was passed on to the Criminal Investigation Department for further investigations. The CID later discovered new leads after tracing Felicia's belongings, which were in her possession prior to her disappearance. Her MacBook laptop was found to be in the possession of Ahmad Daniel, despite him claiming in 2007 that Felicia had left the flat with all her belongings. The case was reclassified as murder, and on December 15, 2020, Ahmad Daniel was arrested. He admitted to lying in 2007. But Rajul was still at large. Police believed that he was still in Indonesia, despite working with Indonesian police to locate him, but his whereabouts are still unknown till today. The court documents revealed what really happened on the early morning of June 30th of 2007. After a party at LaSalle, Felicia, Ahmad Daniel, and Rajul were returned to Rajul's flat in Marine Terrace. At the flat, they consumed ecstasy. Sometime before 6 a.m., Felicia died due to unknown circumstances. When Rajul and Ahmad Daniel realized Felicia was dead, they panicked as they did not want to get into trouble for drug consumption nor go to jail, so instead of calling the police, the two came up with a plan to dispose of her body. They put Felicia's lifeless body on a mattress and covered it with another mattress to hide the body. They went on to clean up the unit, then took her phone, placing it near East Coast Park with intention to mislead the police that she had gone there. Ahmad Daniel and Rajul also called Felicia's phone, left voicemails, and sent her messages on social media to create the false impression that they believed she was still alive. On the day that Felicia died, Ahmad, Danielle, and Rajul went to hardware shops to buy tools to dispose of her body. When they returned to the flat, they placed her body in a carton box and sealed it with tape. To avoid being captured by the CCTV installed at the lift lobby, they carried the carton box with Felicia's body inside to the ground floor via the staircase. They then took a cab to Punggol Track 24. At a deserted location there, they dug a hole in the ground and placed the carton box containing her body in the hole, pouring kerosene over it and burned it. They waited until the fire died down before covering the hole. They then disposed of the tools and left the scene. That same day, they took Felicia's laptop, camera, and camera lenses. Ahmad Danielle later gave the laptop to his father. "I don't know about you, but for me, it seems that Ahmad, Danielle, and Rajul's actions were totally cold-hearted, and they showed no remorse by dumping their friend's body and also went on to take their dead friend's belongings to their possession." Actually, before the CID discovered the new leads in July of 2020, during excavation works at Punggol Track 24, a partial human skull was found, but the identity of the skull was unknown at the time. When Ahmad Danielle confessed and informed the police where they had disposed of Felicia's body, screenings were conducted on the skull fragment found in the Punggol area. DNA testing revealed that the skull fragment likely belonged to Felicia. However, no other remains were discovered despite efforts to dig around the area. On December 17, 2020, Ahmad Danielle was charged with the murder of Felicia Teo in 2007. Ahmad Danielle appeared in court via video link. He appeared to be emotionless when the charge sheet was read out to him. However, with the other suspect, Rajul, still at large, the body of Felicia was not found and the police could not finish their investigations because Ahmad Danielle was ill. The trial was rescheduled to January 7th of 2021. On Thursday, 7 of Jan, the police informed the court that they have completed investigations. The court ordered Ahmad Danielle to undergo a 3-week psychiatric assessment. On January 28th, Ahmad Danielle's final psychiatric report was completed and would be used as evidence to assess his mental state at the time of the offense. However, access to the report was restricted due to ongoing investigations. The case was adjourned to March 2021. As the police still continued to locate Rajul, who remained at large outside Singapore, the court ordered Ahmad Danielle's remand order to be further extended. The pretrial hearing final started on June 27 of 2022. Ahmad Danielle was granted a discharge not amounting to an acquittal. In Singapore, those granted a discharge not amounting to an acquittal can still be prosecuted for the related crime if relevant information or evidence were to emerge later. Ahmad Danielle's lawyer Shashi Nathan tried to convince the district court judge to grant Ahmad Danielle a full acquittal. The argument was a mere discharge without acquitting him would potentially lead to Ahmad Danielle being haunted psychologically with the prospect of the murder charge hanging over his head indefinitely. In his argument, Shashi Nathan also emphasized on the sufferings Ahmad Danielle's wife, who left his flat due to harassment by members of the public, and his family members endured due to their connection to Ahmad Danielle and the public's condemnation of his actions. Well, this argument could be valid in some points, but what about Felicia's loved ones? For 13 years long, they have been kept in the dark on what had happened to Felicia and clung to the hope that she would be found. Their decade-long sufferings was the result of Ahmad Danielle and Rajul's selfishness. The district court judge rejected the defense lawyer's argument. The judge said the points raised by Ahmad Danielle's lawyers did not come close to displacing the larger and solemn public interest in ensuring that all those who may be responsible for Felicia Teo's death are held to account for their actions. The district judge said, "I have some sympathies, and I believe some arguments have also been made that some finality should be accorded in this kind of cases. I suppose at some point in time, there should ideally be a review of this. Based on what we have now, I agree there is no basis for granting an outright discharge amounting to an acquittal." Despite his discharge, Ahmad Danielle still faced 6 charges, include a charge of disposal of Felicia's corpse, charge of misappropriating some of Felicia's possessions, giving false information to the police, withholding crucial information of Felicia's case, and also falsifying phone calls or text messages to mislead people into thinking Felicia was still alive. Ahmad Daniel was offered a 20,000 Singapore dollar bail and was scheduled to return to court on July 6, 2022. However, the case was further adjourned to August 5, 2022 due to the need for the prosecution and defense to have discussions and to resolve several issues between them. On July 8, Ahmad Daniel's legal team filed for an appeal for his murder charge to be fully withdrawn with a discharge amounting to an acquittal. On October 14, Ahmad Daniel returned to court and he pleaded guilty of 4 charges: unlawfully depositing Felicia's corpse in a public place, dishonest misappropriation of her possessions, giving false evidence to 2 police officers, and fabricating false evidence. He was sentenced to 26 months jail, but he is expected to be released soon. His sentence is backdated to his arrest on December 15, 2020. According to Singapore law, offenders may be released on remission after serving 2/3 of their sentences. As such, Ahmad Daniel is expected to walk free almost immediately as his period of remand already exceeded 2/3 of his sentence. When the case was reclassified as murder in December 2020, Vicky Young, an ex-classmate of Felicia at Monks Hill Secondary School, said that she received the news about her close friend's alleged murder with a heavy heart. She said, "I guess we were all hoping that maybe if we never hear from her again, at least she might be happy somewhere else, although we were extremely sure it was not a runaway case. But there was still that hope, you know?" Her close friend wrote a tribute to Felicia on her Facebook. "I extracted some here. The night before my wedding, you called me and we had a short chat. You said you were heading out and that you'd see me at home in the morning. I told you to take care and that I couldn't wait to see you and Anna. How was I to know that would be our last conversation? I am so sorry, Phil. I'm sorry that I couldn't protect you like how you used to protect me. I'm sorry that I wasn't there for you. 13 years is a very long time for you to be away. I miss you so much. I hope that we can find you soon so that you can be put to rest and be at peace. I love you, forever and always." Although, to many, the result of the case may not be what it was hoped for. For a long time, the case had become a cold case. Hopefully, this is a closure to Felicia's family and friends. I am wrapping up the case here. Thanks for being here and hope to see you again soon. Goodbye and take care.